Okay. I don't know. God, I don't know what to do. It's been too long doing this. It has been too damn long. I don't know exactly what the hell I'm doing. But we are here nonetheless. We are here. We are live for the first time in about just over 3 and a bit months. And we are here for the start of the NRL. Well, technically not the NRL, but you know what I mean. The start of the NRL preseason by technicality or whatever. But basically, it is a doubleheader today. It is the Friday, two games on this Friday. Of course, that's how doubleheaders work. It is 2 matches. But yeah, obviously we haven't gotten... But anyways, we are here. So 2 matches on today. First, obviously, being the Newcastle Knights and the Cronulla Sharks this stream. And then immediately after that, it gets crossed over to the stream for the second game, which is, of course, the South Sydney Rabbitohs up against the Manly Sea Eagles. So it's going to be very interesting to say, nonetheless, of how this is going to go, because a lot of players that are going to be getting their tryouts for the teams, see if they can try to crack the 17. You've got, I don't know, people judging if whether or not the teams are actually going to go well. It's very hard. It's a very much a double-edged sword, because obviously teams can go well in the trials, but then go absolutely horribly in the second half, when it gets into the actual season. It's going to be hard to tell, but who knows? It's going to be interesting to say the very least. But I'm excited for it, but obviously we've got to look into the first bit of the game. Obviously, the team list for the Newcastle Knights against the Cronulla Sharks, which we'll have up here. There's a lot of reserves, but I do think it is going to be pretty much set in stone. So, starting off with the Newcastle Knights starting 13, you got Bailey Hodgson at fullback, Hymel Hunt and Greg Marju on the wings, with Christian Mapapalai and Dylan Lucas in the centres. Tyson Gamble starts at 5'8", and Jackson Hastings starts at halfback. Daniel Saifidi, Jaden Brayley, and Jacob Saifidi as the prop hooker props. Jack Johns and Lachlan Fitzgibbon in the second row, with Kurt Mann at lock. And the interchange consists of Brodie Jones, Phoenix Crossland, John Talafoa, and David Hollis. And for the Sharks, for tonight's game, you've got Daniel Atkinson at fullback, Thomas Rodwell and Samuel Stone Street in the wings, with Moeen Harodi and Kyle Uro in the centres. Wade Graham at 5'8", with Nihai Peru at halfback, Tony Rudolph, Jaden Beryl and Braden Hamlin-Uele as the prop hooker prop. Teague Wilton and Jesse Colquhoun as the second rowers, and Jack Williams at lock. You've got Cameron McInnes, Joshua Finau, Thomas Hazeltine, and Max Bradbury as the interchange. I think it's actually Hazelton. I've for some reason written that as somewhat as a U, but it's going to be interesting. Obviously, obviously they're not putting up their full strength teams. It's not like that. Hello, Yotro, what is up? I just forgot I actually had the themed as box. I'm just gonna have it switched back up to Twitch. But yeah, this is exciting times, to say the least. We're only about, I'm just trying to look at the calculator here. The first match is the 2nd of March, so we are just basically 2.5 weeks away from the actual start of the season. But so this preseason challenge, 15 points for a win, 9 points for a draw, 3 points for a loss, maximum points per game. I think the preseason challenge thing is just stupid. I don't know why they've got to make the trials competitive. But, so yeah, it's going to be fairly interesting to see how these results are going to go tonight. Charlie's a Rabbitohs fan. Yeah, it's going to be, I'll tell you what, it's going to be very interesting to see how Manly and the Rabbitohs come out tonight. Also very interesting with the Knights and the Sharks, to say the least, but because specifically, obviously, Lachlan Miller, who is obviously the new signing. I mean, it was a couple of weeks ago where it was announced, but it was only made official about a week or 2 ago. He's not playing tonight. You've also got, who else isn't playing? Oh, who's the halfback? The bloke that looks like the lead singer from INXS. Nico Hines isn't playing for the Sharks. You also got Braden Brayley's not playing for the Sharks. But I feel like when it comes to the actual selection, I think the Knights have pretty much got what their forward pack is. I think maybe Jack Johns might come out, swap with Brodie Jones. I do think Brodie Jones will predominantly be the starting second rower alongside Fitzgibbon. So pretty much the Knights are getting the false hope wheel started. You know, you just got to perform well in the trials and think, oh, we're going to do something. Also known as the New Zealand Warriors. But yeah, Manly Rabbitohs, I actually haven't looked over who was actually playing for them, who's been named in the team list, because I think it's going to be a very interesting game, that. But yeah, this game is going to... It's hard to say, because as a Knights fan, I don't really have any sort of clue what's going to happen this year. Obviously, you've got brand new halves pairing in Jackson Hastings and Kalen Ponga, obviously, because Ponga's injured. Gamble starting at the 6. You got also as well, you got, as mentioned, you got Tyson Gamble as the 14. I don't think the Knights are going to make the finals this year, but I think they're going on the right path. I don't think I'm going to see, like, I know a lot of people put them in the bottom 4, which I think it's a little harsh. I think they'll come like 10th or 11th, something like that. I think the Bulldogs will do good this year, definitely. I mean, the Canterbury Bankstown Panthers are going to look... It's going to be interesting to see the Bulldogs. I think they will make the finals. I did put them in 3rd, which is going to be very interesting. Also, another player, Adam Elliott for the Knights, isn't playing in this game. No, obviously just coming from the Canberra Raiders last year. But yeah, Adam O'Brien, I feel like out of all of the coaches in the NRL, he has the most pressure on him at the moment. Because I think if the Knights don't start well, I think he would be genuinely in the first 6 rounds. I think he'll be gone by then if the Knights aren't well. Because the Knights have got a bit of a very interesting start to the season. You've got the Warriors away in New Zealand, which historically we do not go well at in New Zealand, but we do go very well in the first round of the season. I think we haven't lost the first round since like 2016 or something crazy like that. But then you've got the Tigers away at not Balmain, Leichhardt, which isn't at Leichhardt, it's in Lilyfield. And it's not an oval, it's a rectangle, it's weird. But, and then round 3, our first home game is against the Dolphins, which, if we lose that, oh boy. I feel like anyone who becomes the first team to lose to the Dolphins, that they're just going to get clowned, and I genuinely feel like the Knights are probably the most likely to be in case. But then again, the Dolphins do have a good team. Like, it's a very solid team. You got arguably the best heads in the game, being the coach, obviously being Wayne Bennett. So, I don't really know. So, looking at the polls at the moment, there is a poll on you can vote on who you think is going to take out this game, whether it means everything or nothing. Currently, both votes, there's been 2, and both of them are going in favour of the Cronulla Sharks. So, it is fairly understandable. The Sharks did very well last year, coming second, which was kind of odd, to say the very least. It's like, they just kept winning games and kind of flew everyone under everyone's radar. I think the Dolphins could get in the top 4 this year. I think they have a pretty good squad. I definitely agree. Like, on paper, they've got a good squad. Like, a very good squad, to say the least. But it just depends on how it's going to translate onto the field, because I know the Knights have had teams where they've been on paper like top 8, but they've been falling under the radar. So, I don't know. I'm excited to see how Redcliffe actually goes this year. And see how... Because I don't think they're going to get the spoon. I do think they're too good for it. But, yeah, who knows, really. It is a little weird now, because obviously now that there's 17 teams, meaning there is less than half the teams make the finals. So now you've actually got to be, you know, somewhat good. It can't just be like, oh, the top 6 and then who are like genuine could be contenders, and you got 2 blow-ins who come 7th and 8th that are just there to fill up the numbers. You now actually have to be good this season. So yeah, this is going to be... Just trying to think. So Wade Graham actually is starting at 5'8" this game, which is going to be interesting, obviously. Absolute veteran workhorse there for the Sharks. I just want to check, actually. Because Bailey Hodgson, I know he came in this year. I just want to... Did he come from the Tigers? I mean, this just shows me how much I've not been paying that much attention, in all honesty. He previously played... Oh, he's English. Okay, yeah, I know who this is. Yeah, he's from England. I think it was a bloke we signed about a year or two ago, I think. In 2020, Hodgson made his Super League debut for Castleford in November 2020. Oh, wait, so he's been at the club since 2021. And this is like the first time I've heard of him. Well then. Well then, to say the very least. But, yeah, we still got about... How long we got to go? So the game says it starts at 5:55, which, why not just say 6? So it doesn't really make that much of sense. Obviously, one thing that is going to be interesting, obviously, was the talks of there potentially being strikes with these trial games. Obviously, I think there was something where they had to sign the NRL had to sign a deal with the RLPA by like 5 p.m. yesterday. But it's going to be interesting because I heard things they might delay kickoffs. I think probably the most likely thing they're going to do is cover the NRL logo. Latrell Mitchell will win Rabbitohs the finals, I hope. I think the Rabbitohs, it should be a safe lock to say they'll make the finals. How you going, mate? Coasty Culture, I'm going well. Hopefully you are going well as well. It's just, it's so weird. It's like I've tried doing, it's weird to be back sort of thing. It's like, it hasn't really hit me that like in 2 and a bit weeks, rugby league is continuing. But one thing I will have to say is with this for this stream, I've had to get my own KO because usually just being the one with people that I live in the house. But as of here, so I've got a trial of KO, and I might end up just paying for it by myself. You know, become an adult, become adult responsibilities, pay taxes and all that. Don't pay taxes. Listen, Australia and kids, don't pay taxes. That's good financial advice to the kids. Who's my favourite NRL team? It would be the Newcastle Knights. So who are obviously playing in about 15 minutes, which is going to be an interesting situation to say the very least. Did you do a 2023 ladder predictions video? I did. I did it naturally, extremely early, and not when it was needed to do. It was like right at the beginning of January. The team I picked for last, up the Dragons. I hope the Dragons do well. I know there's been like a lot of things that have happened, obviously, like with Cody Ramsey and all that. Hopefully he recovers well. I do hope the Dragons, because it's like, I swear every content creator for Rugby League has put the Dragons dead last. It's weird, and it's like... And I don't want it to. In fairness, I will put my hand up. I did too. But it's kind of weird how, like... It was like last year when it came with the Tigers. It's like every content creator for Rugby League just universally agreed without, like, saying anything to put one team last. I mean, in fairness, it's like also with the other side of a lot of people putting the Roosters to get them on a premiership. Which still weirds me out to this day, to say the very least. But, so currently now we got... Oh, did I Wait, what the hell? 13 minutes. How long have I been streaming for? Hang on. DeQuandre Alfonso. I'm good, man. How are you going? I just want to check... Where's the thing that says that of like how long I've been streaming for? I just want to... Okay, there we are. Yeah, because for some reason this is... Oh, it's not live. Okay, because what I'm watching is I'm watching in the YouTube studio of the live broadcast, and it's like so far behind it. I was a bit worried that it wasn't actually being live. It's like minutes behind. Wobble and Jaw Sports Channel. Sam, how are you, man? Sorry for putting the pressure for your tips. I will apologize. I will apologize for you there. but for your 2023 season predictions. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. We're getting close. It says about 10 minutes till kickoff. As there's an ad for the Super Bowl. That's gonna be it's gonna be great. You know, being potentially watching the team that beat my team may win the Super Bowl. But it's weird. It's like, so actually, just your question: who do we think's winning that? Who do we think's winning the Super Bowl? The Chiefs or the Eagles? Personally, like, I think the Chiefs are probably going to be too good, but I mean, I wouldn't mind Philadelphia winning. Personally, I mean, they did beat the 49ers in the championship game. I mean, belted us because my man Brock got taken out. I'd like to see Philly do it. It is the Kelsey Bowl is actually very exciting. Obviously, the first time two brothers are playing against each other. It's kind of like it was a couple of years ago. I think it was back like 2012, where it was two coaches who were brothers. I think it was the 49ers and Baltimore. I think, if I had to take a stab in the dark. Obviously, both teams now still training as crowd's slowly starting to go over. And I actually went to one of these last year. One of the doubleheaders at Gosford. It was Manly Canberra was the first game, and the second one was the Roosters and the Tigers. But I left after the Roosters and Tigers because it started bucketing down in Gosford. Yo, Charlie, you going to watch the Rabbitohs game tonight? Yeah, it should be a good game. It's going to be just interesting to see how competitive the game is. Because obviously there is a lot of questions on Manly, and that's the thing. It's like, oh, you want to prove them wrong, but also it's preseason. But no, you want to get the challenge. You want to get the challenge going. You want to get points on the challenge. You want to win the 100K, which is basically nothing when it comes to rugby league clubs. So what are we looking at in terms of the poll now? We've got 7 votes, 71% in favour of the Cronulla Sharks taking this out. So I believe it's a 5-2 ratio kind of thing. But yeah, we still got a fair bit of time to go. So Michael Ennis is talking to that's Dale Finucane there. All the knowledge is just slowly starting to come back to me. What are you watching closely tonight, or who are you watching closely tonight? I'm interested, for me as a Knights fan, I think my key interest is just seeing Gamble and Hastings and see how they go. Very interested to seeing how Bailey Hodgson also goes. But yeah, I think it's going to be fairly interesting to see how they crack. Obviously, it's going to be hard to tell because Gamble and Hastings are going to be pretty much the starting halves for the first couple of weeks, obviously, till Ponga comes back. And then Ponga's got to play in 5'8", which is going to be interesting. But I'm just excited to see how the forwards go. CJ Moxley, keen to see how Hastings goes. I hope he goes well. I know the Knights had a pretty successful start in the rest of their comps, like the CG Ball Cup, the new whatever, and all the other comps in, because heaven forbid the NRL don't have an under-20s comp, like the Holden Cup or the Toyota Cup, whatever era they were called. But that's a ginger beer ad, nice. But yeah, I'm excited. It's weird. I think the Knights are like a team that could go under the radar. Bosky, good to see you, man. It's exciting. It's like there's optimism, and then early on we get a game for an example from like last year where it was the Titans Tigers. Oh boy, that was a great game. My favorite game of last year. Didn't want to die. It was one of those games where death was the preferable option. But oh, what a game. I think probably that was my favourite streamer last year. Hopefully we do a bit more games last year, because obviously it was a little bit lacking, especially when it came to like the Rugby League World Cup last year. I did like 3 games, which is very poor from me, I will admit. But basically trying to focus more on this channel, try to continue it to grow, basically, just getting down and doing the hard work. What's the first game you're attending this season, if any? Oh, it's hard to say. I probably might go to Knights Redcliffe. Oh, redacted. You can't say Redcliffe anymore. I just remembered. Something like that. I wouldn't mind. I haven't properly planned this out. 5 minutes till the game starts. Let's go. I haven't really set out a time. Oh. Hang on. Someone's calling me. Hello. Hello. What's up? Yeah, right up. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just watching the trials. Yeah. The NRL. The Knights are playing tonight. Gosford. No, I'm just here, just watching them in my room. No, it's all right. I've got a trial. I've got a free 7-day trial. Yeah, gotcha. No, I'm just going to have it probably during half time of the Knights match. I can do it. It's fine. Don't worry. No, I'm not doing that. Yes. No, I think we're all good there. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was spicy, but it was nice. Yeah. No, nothing. Nothing at all. I'm not doing anything. Just I'm in my room. It's all right. All right. I'll leave you to it then. No, not your side of it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Goodbye. Sorry, that was Adam O'Brien. He was asking for tips to how to play tonight. Has the game started? No, it hasn't. That was my mother. Cleary's going to the Knights. Knew he would. Sorry, I apologise for that. So yeah, both teams are basically in the sheds now getting ready. For God's sake. I should have had it on loudspeaker. I should have. I was just asking about food and all that. That's all it was. It wasn't anything interesting. So, coming in now with the polls, it's 67%, so 2/3 majority in favour of the Cronulla Sharks. We'll just end it here. So, majoritively of the votes will say that the Cronulla Sharks will take out this game. So, the Knights in a big huddle here. Obviously, the Cronulla Sharks now coming out. There's Gagai. And Bradman Best, the Gosford boy. So, there we go. The Cronulla Sharks now onto the field. Just want to refresh this just to make sure it doesn't start. We are live. Yep. The cooking show. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So Wade Graham starting at 6, which is going to be a very interesting thing to say at the very least. 277 NRL games, so he should potentially be likely to get his 300th this season. So great achievement for a very good workhorse. And now the Newcastle Knights, led out by Jaden Brayley. It is going to be an interesting season for the Knights. On paper, they've got a decent team, but a lot of people don't have them very highly. And you see the big flag there, Damien from Newcastle. The big flag is out there in force at Gosford. So, okay, so now the Jackson Hastings, his debut for the Newcastle Knights. I should just stay, yeah, there's no game footage, so Knights going to be running to screen left, and then we'll receive the ball first off. Hello, National Sports Later, man, good to see you. So here we go, the Sharks sets to kick off. There's the whistle, and we are underway. The first NRL stream, technically, for me this year, as we're giving straight off to Daniel Saifidi, who will take it to the 25 for the first tackle. And it's going to be given to, I believe that is Christian Papalangi. He's gone for a offload, and it's going to go straight to Bailey Hodgson for the second tackle, still on the 25. Who's your player to watch for your team this evening? Two big ones, I think, for me. Gamble and Hastings is going to be the main ones for me. I chose Sharks to win the poll, but I'm going for the Knights. Good to know. You're thinking with your brain when it comes to the poll. So just shy of halfway now, fourth tackle. The Knights are going to feed it to the left, and that is Bailey Hodgson, who gets a good run. He'll be brought down about 35 metres away from the try line for the last tackle. Feeds it out to Hastings, who gets his first chip kick. It's a bit of pressure, and it's going to be taken well by Atkinson for the Sharks onto the 10 for the first tackle. Sharks now onto the 15 for the second. It's a little bit close. Or, I mean, close. It's been a minute and a half. So yeah, it's interesting going to be seeing how the Sharks will go, because potentially that Atkinson will be the main fullback that is going to replace Lachlan Miller, obviously with Miller now being at the Knights. So the Sharks now making it just past their own 40 for the last tackle. So Knights keep them into their own half, and here comes the kick by Nawai Peru. It will take it right near to the corner, and it's going to be taken by Bailey Hodgson. That's a high shot. Yeah, that was a high shot, but it's not going to get caught. Maybe falling into the tackle for the first tackle on the 25. Number 2, you got Heimel Hunt now going to the 35 for the second tackle. So you're starting to get some good meters coming from the Knights now. And you got Christian Papalangi. Goes straight to halfway, or is that Marju? And now that's number 8. That is Daniel Saifidi now crossing over the Sharks half, 40 away from the fourth tackle. Knights trying to go down the short side, potentially set restart here for an offside, but it's not going to be called. Last tackle, 20 metres out now for the Knights. Hastings with the ball. Feeds it to Gamble. Now to Jack Johns. Jack Johns still going. He's wrapped up around the 10. Gets a pass back. Dummy from Jacob Saifidi. And he's going to be held up 5 metres short of the line. So there is some positive signs here by the Knights so far. But it probably will be very adamant to say that it is, obviously like how it's been for the last couple of weeks, warm and humid is probably going to be what the weather conditions are for today. So that's number 4 there for the Sharks. It's Kyle Ero. Getting it up. They're going to shift it to the right-hand side. They kind of looked forward. As that is number 10. That is Amelin Uele, who's onto the 30 for the third tackle. Sharks now doing some one-ups. Good right-up tackle there. Just short of halfway now for the fourth tackle. The Sharks going down to their right side. It's number 12. It is Jesse Colquhoun. They've brought down 40 metres away from the try line now. Last tackle. It's a chip kick over the top. And Hodgson has fumbled it. So it's going to be well, basically the Sharks have regained possession of the ball. Back to the 30, and it's going to be the 0 tackle. So first real chance of the game, and it's going to be in favour of the Cronulla Sharks. And they fed it out to the wing here. It's 1-on-1. It's a good step, and it's going to be a try to the Cronulla Sharks. It is Thomas Rodwell, the number 2, who goes over. Just like that, Cronulla have opened the gate and they're going to get some points. The preseason challenge, because who gives a fuck about the preseason challenge? So Thomas Rodwell, it was a good kick. It was a very tough bounce there for Bailey Hodgson to take, but it just feeds it straight out to the wing. Massive gap left onto the left-hand side. I believe that is that Heimel Hunt, or it might be Margie, but there we go. First try of the game goes to Thomas Rodwell of the Cronulla Sharks. And it's try confirmed. I keep forgetting the bunker exists. It's weird, I keep forgetting. Yeah, it's a good try there by Rodwell to cut inside to try to get Bailey Hodgson off guard, and it worked out well. So just about almost 5 minutes gone now, and it is 4-0 to the Cronulla Sharks with the kick to come. I believe it's Nuai Peru is going to be taking the kick. So Rodwell has scored 1 try in 3 New South Wales Cup games, a relatively new play to the Sharks, but yeah, it was a solid try for the Sharks, capitalising on the Knights' mistake. So now Nuai Peru in a fairly difficult kick. So 19 goals in 11 games in the New South Wales Cup. So pretty much basically any player that people won't recognise would probably most likely play for the New South Wales Cup team. So Nuai Peru, this to make it 6-0 to the Cronulla Sharks. And he's curled it back beautifully. It looked like he kicked it, absolutely shanked it, but it's curled to absolute perfection. So 6-0 there for the Cronulla Sharks. 5.5 now gone in this match. The commentators are currently going through that basically the Sharks are basically an old boys team because it's like their sons and all that. So kick-off now by the Newcastle Knights. The Knights will also be playing in the other doubleheader at Gosford next week as they take on Parramatta. First hit up here for the Sharks is the number 10 of Braden Hamlin-Uele, who will get to the number 10 metre line for the first tackle. Teague Wilton now onto the 15 for the second tackle. And that's the try scorer there, Thomas Rodwell. Will get brought down on the 25. Just realising the Sharks jerseys they're wearing does not have the NRL logo on it. It must be like a training top. The Knights jerseys does, so interesting there. So the Sharks now just past their 40, and this will be the last tackle kick. It's kicked right on the 40-metre line. It's gone a bit more central. And the ball just keeps bouncing, and Bailey Hodgson able to pick it up under the 25, but it is a penalty to the Newcastle Knights for an offside chase. So 6.5 gone. The Knights will get a penalty. Penalty in front of the kicker. So chance of the Knights to get some decent field position. There is Tyson Gamble with the kick, and it is a very decent kick. It's gone about 30 metres onto the Sharks' 40. So Dylan Lucas with the tap. And we'll give it straight to one of the Saifidi brothers. He'll be brought down 35 away from the try line. More onto the left-hand side. They'll shift it to the right now. You got Hastings. Feeds it to Gamble. Now they're going to the right here. That is number 3. That is Christian Mapapalangi, who will get brought down 25 away from the try line for the second tackle. Now they're going to send it more up to the middle. Here's Gamble. Gives it to Kurtman. Kurtman with the ball, trying to burrow through, but again, still at the 25 for the third tackle. Now, this is Jacob Saifidi now with the ball. It'll get brought down 10 metres away now. Fourth tackle for the Knights. Knights going to go to the left here. Hastings, flat ball, gets a pass off, and Tyson Gamble will go over. And the Knights will get their first try of the match. And it is one of the new players in Tyson Gamble going over. It was Hastings and it was the halves pairing up there. That was a good bit of play. And there we go. So 4-6 with a kick to come. So we just see the play here. Jaden Brayley will feed the ball to Hastings, who gets a flat ball to Lachlan Fitzgibbon, who flicks it back to Tyson Gamble, who crashes over the line and will get the Knights' first try. So there we go. Good bit of play there. The number 16, Lachlan Fitzgibbon, who I believe should be in the starting. I can't speak. I can't speak. He's held that, hasn't he? Yeah, he has. I think Lachlan Fitzgibbon should be in the starting second row position. So he played 9 games for the Broncos last year, Tyson Gamble. And it's going to be interesting in this situation with Ponga, most likely going to be the 14 now, Jackson Hastings. The other half signing is going to be taking the conversion to try to make this a 6-all game with 9 minutes gone. 10 for 16 for Hastings last year. In a relatively similar positioning as to the kick made by Noai Peru from the Sharks. Hastings with the kick, and he's rattled the post. He's tried to use the wind to its favour. So the Sharks are going to remain in front with 6 points to 4. But there we go. Some good signs so far in this first opening 10 minutes. I mean, it is a trial game. You can't take everything properly seriously with a pinch of salt. But, you know, it's good to see. It's good to see nonetheless. So apparently they're talking to Callum Bonga after this. So here comes the allotted conversion now, the kickoff by the Cronulla Sharks. And it's levered down the field. It'll go to the 10. Bailey Hodgson has to make a grab for it, and he will. And he'll get brought down on the 15 for the Knights. Bailey Hodgson getting a fair amount of carries so far in this early stage of the game. It's number 2, Tymal Hunt. They're brought down. Yep, there's Ponga and Coach Adam O'Brien. And now I believe that is Marju or Mapapalangi. It is Mapapalangi. Just shy of halfway for the third tackle. Now in comes one of the Saifidis who cross over halfway and be brought down 45 metres away from the try line for the fourth tackle. Hastings kicks it off into the middle. It's another flat ball, and it's to Daniel Saifidi now. So 35 out, last tackle for the Knights. It'll go to Gamble, and Gamble with a kick high into the air near that corner. It's taken by Atkinson. Well, he's bobbled it. And it's going to be a knock-on by the Sharks. So the Knights will have the ball 10 metres out. Unfortunate there for Daniel Atkinson. He held it well, but just when he got brought down, it was a wrap-up tackle there, but I believe that's Dylan Lucas, and it's him going down. It's forced the ball to pop out. So chance here for the Newcastle Knights to get more points to take the lead now. So here we go. Scrum feed 10 metres out. Here we go. Scrum is released. Jackson Hastings now with the ball, and he'll get brought down inside the 10 for the first tackle. So the Knights now, Brayley gives it off to Daniel Saifidi. He's just about a metre short of the line being held up. Brayley, and Hastings has lost it. So big chance there for the Knights, and it was a bit of an awkward pass. Was it an awkward pass? No, just Hastings just lost it. So it's been a bit shaky now. He's starting to get a few more errors now coming in through the game. So now 12 minutes left. 12 minutes gone, sorry, in this match. Still 6-4, and the Sharks will now have a scrum on their 10-metre line. That's the number 5. That is Samuel Stone Street, who gets brought down on the 15 for the first tackle. It's a good, decent tackle there by the Sharks to be held onto the Sharks to the 25. Was that a nice set restart? It looked like it. So 30 now for the Sharks on the third. Still being held up primarily, and that is going to be, I believe there's Bremlin, Hamlin, Nuele, just shy of the Sharks 40 for the fourth tackle. They're going to shift it off to the right. They're going to kick early. potential chance of going for a 40-20, but it's going to be taken by Hodgson on the 20 with ease. And in comes Hodgson. It will be wrapped up. Oh, it's a strip. Wait, what's going on? Oh, no, he's... Oh, okay, so, yep, it was a strip by Nawai Peru. However... It's not a knock-on. So the referee is ruled as a knock-on. The Knights are challenging it. It's not a knock-on. It was a strip by the Sharks. That's a knock-on by the Sharks. The challenge is successful, so that should be a Knights scrum because the Waiparu does do a successful strip, but then loses it. So there we go. Scrum feed for the Newcastle Knights after successful captain's challenge. So on the Knights 30, they will get a scrum feed. So that's the number 5. That's my Papa Langi, the number 3. No, it's Marju. So even the commentators are confused. And now it's a penalty to the Knights. So chance here now with the Sharks. They're giving away a penalty. Can give them the Knights another chance to get some points on the board. They're back onto the Sharks 40. So for a full set now. In comes Daniel Saifidi for the hit up. It'll be brought down 35 away from the try line. It's going to give it off to the right now. Hastings to Gamble. It's a flat ball out to Jack Johns. It'll be brought down 25 short of the line for the second tackle. And it's another penalty to the Knights. So second penalty given away in this set by the Cronulla Sharks. And they've just taken the tap and they're going to run through. This is Jacob Saifidi with a run. He'll be brought down inside of the 10 for the first tackle. And now Gamble gives it off to, I believe, that is Papalangi. Going to send it now more to the middle, so attacking from the right-hand side. Daniel Saifidi will get held up and brought down 5 metres short of the line for the third tackle. Knights are going to go down the left-hand side now. Hastings. And it's another bobble, and that's going to be a penalty of the Knights, surely. No penalty of the Sharks here. The Sharks now running here. Daniel Atkinson will make it all the way to just 5 metres short of the half. I thought there was a complete tackle. There was a tackle on the Sharks part without the ball. I thought it was going to be a professional foul, but yeah, second tackle. This is the first tackle, actually. It was a 0 initially, so... And it's a 6 again as well, so a full set for the Sharks inside of the Knights after a chance to increase their lead. Up, the cops to come in. So the Sharks now 25 metres away from the try line for the third tackle. Got a good chance here of trying to go for up the middle, and the ball has popped out. And Kurtman has picked it up, and it'll be brought down on the 15 for the 0 tackle. So it's been fairly solid the first 10 minutes, and then it's just, there's been mistake after mistake and penalty after penalty in majority of this half. Another penalty now to the Newcastle Knights. The Sharks need to keep careful here because this is like the third penalty they've given away in the last couple of minutes. Gebel now with a kick into touch, and it'll go straight on to halfway. So it's full set of 6 now for the Knights. 50 metres to get to the try line. Now Jack Johns gets the offload to Jaden Brayley. He'll shift it off to the right. Jackson Hastings has got the ball. And Hastings will get brought down on the Sharks 40 for the first tackle. Jack Johns gets a good flat ball out, but only makes it as far as the 30 for the second. In come the Knights now. As Jaden Brayley going straight from dummy half. 20 away now from the third tackle. I think the Knights could actually win this game. It is possible. Both teams have been a bit... I won't say sloppy, but both teams have equally had chances. Hastings now gives it off to Gamble. To Hodgson. Hodgson gets the pass out to Dylan Lucas. And the Knights have broken through just like that and have now taken the lead. So there we go. The Knights 8-6 now in front. Go for the review. Hastings again. Gets the pass out to Gamble. With a pass to Hodgson, who gets the step and then gets a flat ball across to Dylan Lucas. But that's good evasion skills there by Bailey Hodgson. And the Knights now have their first lead of the match. And will have a chance to make it a 4-point lead. I think that pass might have been forward. Oh, I don't think it's forward. I think it's like it's a lateral ball. It's like down the. I think it's like down the line basically, but it does look. Yep, they're checking it. Obstruction. An obstruction apparently. I thought it was a. I thought they were going to review for a forward pass. So where's the obstruction? They're trying to say Daniel Saifidi. Fitzgibbon. Okay, what's Fitzgibbon doing? Running. He makes contact, so... So it's going to be no try. So it's going to be scratched out because of an obstruction by Lachlan Fitzgibbon. But the problem is, though, it's like, that's the thing about the whole obstruction rule. It's like, what are the forwards supposed to do in that situation? It just, I don't know. As getting the touch there from the penalty from the Sharks as I'll get to the 40. So we've got 23 minutes remaining in this first half. Big tackle there by Daniel Saifidi for the second tackle right on halfway for the Sharks. Hamlin Uele now with the ball. He'll get cross over the 40 and it'll be 35 away from the Knights try line. Oh, is there actually drinks breaks? Fourth tackle, 25 out now for the Sharks. They'll go down the right-hand side here. That was high, and it's going to be a penalty to the Sharks, even though there was one earlier in the beginning of the game. But so there we go, penalty to Cronulla. So Daniel Atkinson takes the tap on the 20. So 5 metres out now for the Sharks from the first tackle. So a chance here for the Sharks to increase their lead. Tackle, and I think it's the number 11 there. That's Teague Wilton. 5 metres short right in front of the black dot. The Sharks go, feed it just up the guts, and it's going to be held up again. About 2 minutes short of the line. Third tackle for the Sharks. So give it onto the right-hand side. There's a massive gap. It's going to be grubbered. And it's going to be batted away by, I believe that is the number 4 of Dylan Lucas. There'll be a goal line dropout for the Newcastle Knights. So, which means it's going to be a 90% chance of the Knights are going to kick it short and get the ball, because for some reason that's what goal line dropouts are now. They're all just short. Or, unless the Knights decide to do something differently and just hammer it. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? Oh, so it's a drinks break. So time has stopped here. There's a drinks break because it's hot. Who's this? Is this Adam Elliott? Oh, is this a former Wallabies? It's Adam. Oh, it is Adam Elliott. Adam Elliott looks like, currently with this picture, he looks like every bloke in Newcastle. Like, if they were all combined, he looks exactly like all of them. So, time pause of 21 minutes and 9 seconds remaining on the clock. So, you know, cheeky drinks break. Yeah, the Knights are now back done here, and I believe it is John Tolafoa has now come onto the field, the number 15. Got a number 19 on the field here. Who's number 19? Who's this number? Okay, yeah, I want to check this. Who's the number 19? Because he's not in the starting line. I think it must be a reserve. Ben Talty is on it. I forget. Didn't think there was going to be a reserve thing for this game, but there we go. That is a monster kick. I mean, there probably is a bit of wind, but it was levered and it went 60 metres. So I think it's number 15 is Joshua for now for the Sharks. 25 away now, second tackle. Fed down the line. I believe that is 15 metres away now. Third tackle for Cronulla. Thank going to the left. It's going to be Jaden Beryl. It'll be to Wade Graham, who's now 5 metres short of the line. Phoenix Croston's also on the field. So fourth tackle for the Sharks. Short of the line here. The Sharks 1 metre short. Last tackle for Cronulla. They're going to go to the right hand side with the kick. It's not backwards. And a Knights player knocks over the other. I think it's Greg Marshall that knocks down Dylan Lucas to be grounded. So it is going to be another goal line dropout here for the Knights. So we officially have crossed past the first 20 minutes of this game. It's another kick full on. It will go 55 metres on the full. Tony Ruboff gets the run, and it'll be brought down 35 away from the try line for the first tackle. $25 away now, second tackle. So it's Colquhoun. Getting it into the middle. Now the Sharks now 15 away. Third tackle, so a chance here for them to extend their lead. Toby Rudolph with the ball. Rudolph still going. Oh, I think he's gotten that down there. I think he's gotten it down. I think he might have just gotten that down here. So there's a big chance here for the Sharks have just extended their lead. So could it be a penalty try? Rudolph going down. He spins. Oh, he's lost it. But it's in the play because Bailey Hodgson was offside. It's going to be a penalty to the Sharks, regardless. But yep, Tony Rudolph loses the ball there. So no try, but the Sharks will regain possession and get another set. So we go, penalty to the Sharks. 19-10 remaining in this first half. So right on the 10, the Sharks are going to go for the try here. Gives the ball straight back to Rudolph as the Knights players on their wings were not ready and had to just run back. Sharks going down to the left. Gets held up there. It's Wade Graham, 5 metres short now. Second tackle for Cronulla. Jack Williams now again short of the line. Third tackle now for the Sharks. We'll feed it off to the left. As number amount of gaps, a spin. Brilliant tackle there to stop Thomas Rodwell now. Fourth tackle for the Sharks. Sharks are switching now to the right-hand side. They've got a massive gap. Brilliant wrap-up tackle there by Dylan Lucas. 15 out. Last tackle for Cronulla. And now here comes Peru with a high kick across the left field. Well, that's a brilliant take there by Marju. And it's a penalty to the Newcastle Knights. Oh, it's Hymel Hunt. Sorry, it isn't Greg Marju. See if he's all right. So the Sharks are reviewing the taking out Hymel Hunt in the air. So let's see. So it's Hymel Hunt who goes up into the air. He gets bumped and goes for the ball, so I don't think it should be a penalty. It shouldn't be a penalty. What? So it is a penalty to the Knights. The challenge is unsuccessful, but the commentator has just said Dylan Lucas swept the legs out of Greg Marju. Dylan Lucas plays for the Knights. So I don't know. So I think they've got the player mixed up, but I don't think it's the Knights got a penalty because a Knights player took out a Knights player in the air. Jack Johns now with the ball. He gets brought down on the 45 just inside of the Knights half for the third tackle. In comes the number 15 of John Tolafoa, just shy of halfway now for the fourth tackle. Crossland. Now this is Tafty, and the ball has popped out. So the Sharks now with the ball again. I just generally don't see this being a high-scoring game. Both teams have just given away too many penalties and too many mistakes, personally. So that is Samuel Stone Street now 45 away for the first tackle. Sharks are just trying to get through for anything to just happen, unfortunately. But now it's a number 23. So what's the point of having an interchange if all the reserves can just play? It's a grab a kick here. It's a chase here now for Rodwell. It's too heavy. So it's going to be a 20-minute restart and a 7-tackle set as Hymel Hunt starts running out to the 20. And we'll feed it to Marju. And that is going to be Bailey Hodgson who will get to the 40 for the first tackle from this set. And now that is I think Marju and Hymel Hunt have the same haircut. Now John Tolafoa. Hastings to Gamble. And Gamble will get wrapped up about 35 away from the try line for the fourth tackle. Crossland, Hastings, pass has gone a bit wary. Now Dylan Lucas will be brought down 30 away from the try line. Last tackle for the Knights. Hastings with the kick. It's a one-on-one chase. Gamble's trying to bat it back. Still play on. That's going to go forward, surely. Well, Hymel Hunt scored it, but So double knock on. No advantage. So it'll be a scrum feed to the Knights. So yeah, both of them went up for it. No one got a touch to it. So yeah, double knock on. Knights ball on the 10. So there we go now, the Knights with the scrum feed. Hastings, Gamble. Is that Dylan Lucas again? That was Hodgson. So now Tolafoa, 5 metres short of the line, second tackle for the Knights. Gets it out now, Hastings, Gamble. Out to the wide, is that Mapapalangi? And he doesn't get over the line. It'll be a 20-metre restart. That was to Marju as well. I generally think like the Knights have had more like proper attacking chances in this, and they just haven't been able to go through. Like I think the Sharks, in terms of when they've been on the attack, they've been the more threatening. Sharks now back onto the 10 for the first tackle, as we've got 13 minutes, less than 13 remaining in this first half. I need to keep my tab on here. I need to keep remembering that. Now the Sharks now getting to the 35 for the fourth tackle. Now there's a kick there, last tackle there by the Sharks. And Hodgson will take it on the 15. And he will make it to the 30 for the first tackle. So now the big run there. It's a big tackle there by Tumapapalangi. Third tackle, just shy of halfway. Now the ball has popped out. It's another knock on. Knights just can't hold on to the ball. I mean, in fairness, neither team can. So 45 away from the try line now. Last tackle. So 11 minutes left in this first half. A chance for the Sharks to now extend their lead, but neither team has really been that threatening since the first 10 minutes. Papau. Oh, it's a massive hit by Heimel Hunt. Surely he's lost that. No way he's held on to that. If he has, fair play. Oh, almost through the gap here. The number 16 of Thomas Hazelton. 10 metres out. Fourth tackle. Sharks now going out to the right-hand side, but they're not going to go fully. Is that is Wade Graham again. 5 metres out. Last tackle for the Cronulla Sharks. Now prepare with the grubber. And Hodgson will take it. It'll be wrapped up. It'll be a goal line dropout for the Knights. The third one of the match. That's what I'm saying. So there's the halftime kick. Gets it onto halfway, and here comes the run. And the Sharks will get to 35 away from the try line for the first tackle of this new set, as we enter now the final 10 minutes of the first half. And it's going to be a penalty to Cronulla. There we are. So Sharks now, the number 14, Cameron McInnes now, 15 out for the first tackle. Sharks now just ever getting so close to the line now. Second tackle, 9 minutes left. Past the number 4, that is Kyle Ero. Still going, and he's about a metre short of the line for the third tackle for the Sharks. That's a good tackle, holding him up into the 10 now for the fourth tackle for the Sharks. Hazelton almost breaking through there, 5 metres short on the right hand side. Last tackle now for the Sharks. They'll go down the short hand side, and he's just gone straight through, easy as you like. It's the number 3, it is Maween Harodi. Easy as you like. So there we go. So, I mean, if anything, out of all the teams that are looking the most likely to score, it definitely would be the Sharks, as we've now got less than 8 minutes remaining in this first half. Oh, just everyone just got absolutely fooled then. That was actually ridiculously easy. Just got to transition this a little bit quickly. Just make it small because the scores just make it a little bit wider. Chance here for the first conversion to be... Maween Harodi now taking the conversion. He actually... Nawai Peru actually got the first conversion. The Knights just haven't made a conversion yet. So here we go, a chance here for the Sharks to make it an 8-point lead with about just under 7 minutes remaining in this first half. There's the kick, and it's going to be a little bit shanked to the wide, so it's going to be a missed kick, so it will remain 4 points to 10. In favour of the Cronulla Sharks, we've got 6 minutes 42 remaining in this first half. Oh yeah, that's right. Cooper Johns is at Manly. So here comes the kickoff now by the Newcastle Knights to restart the second half. Restart this first half. As that is Hazelton, who will get the first carry, brought down on the 15 for the first tackle. Down to the 25 for the second. Sharks now just shy of the 40 now for the third tackle. They're starting to get a bit more metres under them now. And right under halfway for the fourth tackle. So Sharks probably having majority of the momentum here going into this last couple of minutes. Now 45 away from the try line, last tackle, as that was fairly hit. Now it's a high kick. It's not gone very far. Well, that's been batted forward. Yep. That's going to be a handover, as it was Thomas Rodwell going for it. Tried to bat it backwards, but it did end up going forward. So on to the 25, the Knights will get a set, and it's going to be Mapapalangi who will take the first hit up onto the 30. Now the Knights are going to send it into the middle now. As that is Dylan Lucas, just shy of the 40. Crossland gives it off to Hodgson. Now the Knights are on the halfway for the third tackle. So Knights now 40 away, fourth tackle. Getting it off to the left, Hastings. That was a little bit forward as the pass goes to John Tolafoa. 30 out now, last tackle for Newcastle. Feeds it off to Gamble. It's a high kick. Atkinson tries to put his foot into the try area for a 20-minute restart, but it's just short. So now Stone Street now, second tackle on the 10-metre line. Less than 4.5 minutes remaining in this game. Almost a breakthrough there for the Sharks. Now onto the 15 for the third tackle. So fourth tackle now onto the 30 for the Sharks. Wilton now will get it to just past the Sharks 40. And this will be the last tackle as it will be fed. So personally, I have no idea. As Bailey Hodgson getting an absolute run around at the moment. He will take the hit up. And it's brought down on the 25 for the first tackle for the Knights, who's now got less than 4 minutes remaining in this half. Hummel Hunt now, past the 30, will get to the second tackle. Oh shit! So I've got to write down everyone now, pretty much, because there's going to be so many changes to this team. To both sides, a Gamble now down the short side to Dylan Lucas. Lucas almost breaking away. He's about 25 short of the line. Last tackle. Down on the far left. Crossland. Crossland's going to go himself. And he's a metre short of the line. That was a brilliant run by Crossland. So Sharks have saved pretty much what could have been almost I wouldn't say a certain try, but a very close chance at that. Second tackle now for the Sharks on their own 20, and there's about 2.5 remaining. This will be pretty much their second last set of the this game's first half. Oh, they've just given away the penalty. It's just been a bit ridiculous at the moment, but there we go. So another penalty given away by the Knights. So the Sharks are just going to peg for a decent kick, and it's going to be 30 metres away from the try line. It's probably about a 40-metre penalty kick. Well, 30 probably. Hazelton will now get down to the 25 for the first tackle. Going to shift it off into the right-hand side. Campbell gets the tackle. 5 metres short of the line now for the Sharks. Second tackle. Sharks are trying to get an offload off, but it's not going to work. Third tackle, 5 metres short. Hazelton is over. Is he? So Thomas Hazelton, it's been awarded, but I'm not sure if he actually is. He? I think he. Did he actually get it down? So he gets the. Let's have a look. Does he get it down? He's short. He's short of the line. There's no way that's a... Yeah, he's short of the line. But the problem is, the referees awarded it, so I think he's short. There's no way he got that on the line. It's a bit. Are they gonna? They need to check this. There's no way. Are they gonna check it? How is a try confirmed? He's about he was short of the line. There's no way he got that try. I swear he was short. And here comes the halftime siren, and it's right in front, so it's going to be 16-4 for the Sharks. But I don't think he got that on the line. I think he's short. And there we go. The Sharks get the conversion. So the Sharks definitely deserve to be in front at halftime, but I'm fairly certain he did not score that. I think he was short. So there we go. It's going to be 16-4 in favour of Cronulla at halftime. We're going to be taking a halftime break, basically just to cool down, and we'll be back for the second half. So we'll catch you then. So we are back now for the second half of this match between the Newcastle Knights and the Cronulla Sharks. Sharks got a pretty decent lead, so it's fairly obvious to say that more than likely the Sharks are going to come out firing and probably try to seal away this win. That's going to be... That's the thing. There's going to be a lot of new players coming on the team for both games, but yeah. But I don't know. The Knights might come back into this. Who knows? Okay, the Sharks now back onto the park. Sharks having put themselves, and there's this. Now it's deciding not to flip over. Let's bear with me for a quick second. And just for some reason the stream up flip over. Yep, the Sharks now back on the park. And now the Knights have entered the field. So it should be interesting to see how this can go for the second half. But anyways, so Sharks are going to be running screen left and they will be receiving the ball. And we are underway now for the start of the second half. So Sharks now getting to the second for the 20 for the second tackle. Now it's to number 14 of the Sharks. It is Cameron McInnes. Now to Thomas Hazelton. You got the try right on the edge of half time. Was a little bit contentious, I probably would say, because I'm fairly certain he was short of the line, but it's hard to say. And there is the ball on the halfway. Armstrong now with the ball gets brought down just shy of the 30 for the first tackle. Good first run for him. Now the Knights are getting pushed back a little bit here. Back to the 30 for the second tackle. It's now Dylan Lucas. Dylan Lucas getting onto the run just about shy of the 40. That's Kurt Mann, sorry, getting just shy of halfway now for the fourth tackle. Now Daniel Saifidi. He's now 45 away from the try line now. Last tackle for the Knights. Crossland with the kick. And it's going to be taken inside of the 15 by the Sharks. So that is number 1 of Daniel Atkinson, who will get brought down onto the 20 for the first tackle. To number 5, Samuel Stone Street gets to the 35. Just trying to check everything is working as it all should be. Yep, seems to be everything's all working and all that. Sharks now going down the left-hand side here. It's the number 4 of Kyola Rowe. Now about 35 away from the try line now for the last tackle. Fourth tackle, sorry. Last tackle now for the Sharks. Got 35 out, and it's a kick down to the right-hand side, but it'll be taken inside the goal mouth, so it will be a 20-metre restart now for the Knights. But yeah, you got the. Now it's getting to the 4.